The French capital will soon be getting a new mayor. The first round of municipal elections are set for this Sunday with a runoff on March 22nd. To fill us all in on that, let's bring in France 24's Delano D'Souza. Welcome, Delano. What's different with this mayoral race this time around?
Can you believe it? After 12 years, the city of Paris will be turning the page on Anne Hidalgo, who became the city's first female mayor. Now, the voting method this time around will be different, with Parisians asked to vote twice. The first vote will be cast for the respective arrondissement or district, and the second for the citywide council of Paris, which chooses the city's mayor. The polls have broad implications on the national stage as it comes nearly a year before the presidential election.
All right, so who's the one to watch?
Well, Rachida Dati, without a doubt. The city of Paris has been run by a left-wing mayor since 2001, and the right is desperately trying to return to City Hall. Now, the candidate for Les Républicains is hoping to secure the city's top job, and she's had her eye on the mayor of Paris for quite some time now, since she failed to win that bid back in 2020. Dati has got broad name recognition in Paris, but also on the national stage as well. She's been mayor of Paris's 7th arrondissement for 18 years, and she's even recently served as Emmanuel Macron's culture minister. The 60-year-old has had an interesting trajectory, to say the least. Dati is a daughter of immigrants and is the second of 11 children, and she even grew up in social housing. Under Nicolas Sarkozy, she was France's justice minister, the first Muslim and the first woman from an ethnic minority to hold that office. Dati has shattered glass ceilings in this country, and she doesn't shy away from telling people that hard work and grit and not a silver spoon got her to where she's reached. She's what we would call a hustler, Jeannie. She says she wants to change Paris for the better by making the French capital cleaner and more safe. Her campaign has been relentless and is known for putting out slick videos on social media, with Dati doing everything from visiting homeless encampments to even collecting garbage at night.
All right, so what's standing in Rachida Dati's way?
While Dati has led a strong campaign, she is a polarizing figure in the race. Starting in September, she will be facing trial on charges of corruption. She's accused of accepting 900,000 euros from French auto maker Renault to work as a lawyer between 2010 and 2012. This while she was a member of the European Parliament. Now, Dati denies the charges of corruption and influence peddling. This is one of many cases to have dogged Dati over the years, and it could be what keeps her from taking City Hall.
All right, so that's Rachida Dati on the right. Who are the socialists putting forth as their potential candidate?
Well, Emmanuel Grégoire wants to become Paris's third socialist mayor in a row. The deputy mayor under Anne Hidalgo has managed to form a first-round alliance with the Greens and the Communists, which means those two left-wing parties aren't fielding their own candidates. But the current mayor hasn't really given Grégoire an emphatic endorsement, and that division could serve to his advantage with Parisian split over Hidalgo's legacy. Emmanuel Grégoire's campaign, however, has struggled with getting their candidate's name out there. That's because Grégoire isn't slick on social media, and he's been seen out campaigning not with the current mayor of Paris, but the former mayor, Bertrand Delanoë. Take a look.
Oh la la, who are you?
I'm Emmanuel Grégoire. I'm a candidate for mayor of Paris. I'm with Mr. Bertrand Delanoë.
Oh, fine, I'm obliged to. Oh, it's you.
If you prefer a Paris like this, or a Paris like this, would you like a Paris like this, or like this?
You can see Emmanuel Grégoire really positioning himself as someone who will be following in the footsteps of his current boss, Anne Hidalgo.
Okay, so then we have Rachida Dati on the right, Emmanuel Grégoire on the left. Who else is there?
Well, someone who has fared surprisingly well, Jeannie, is the far-right candidate, rather, of Reconquest of the party of Pundit Eric Zemmour. Now, it's fielded Sarah Knafo as its candidate for mayor. She is in a romantic relationship with Zemmour. The party has been forced to tone down its anti-immigrant rhetoric as it seeks to secure an election in the most diversity here in France. Knafo wants to reduce the number of public workers while boosting security, and she's called on Rachida Dati to join forces in the second round of the election to beat the left. Analysts speculating that if Knafo pulls off a victory, her party could field her as a candidate for next year's presidential election. Now, on the other far-right party in France, the National Rally has fielded Thierry Mariani as its candidate for mayor, and on the other end of the political spectrum, the far left's France Unbowed is fielding Sophia Cynthia Chikoriou as its candidate, but with the Socialists teaming up with the Greens and the Communists, France Unbowed has been left standing on its own.
All right, so what about President Macron and all of this? Who is he backing?
This is the tricky part of it, Jeannie, because Emmanuel Macron's Renaissance party has not put forward a candidate of its own, but the political party of his former Prime Minister Edouard Philippe has fielded Pierre-Yves Bournazel, who's ruled out an alliance with Rachida Dati. Now, the president hasn't officially endorsed anyone in the race, but according to Rachida Dati, she's his preferred choice. If you recall, when Emmanuel Macron burst out onto the political scene here in France, he tore up the traditional left and right, and while he's tilted to the right over the course of his presidency, there have been splits among members of Macron's own camp, with some members of his party backing Bournazel, while others support Rachida Dati. What will be interesting to watch is to see what alliances form on the right between the first and the second round of the vote. But one thing is certain, that the left in France will need to gear up for the fight if they want to keep Paris's city hall.
They certainly will. Delano, thank you so much for breaking it all down for us. It is a confusing thing, but these mayoral elections in Paris are very important. Thank you so much for that, Delano Dessous.